You're fine.
That's nice. That's nice. Got all of our kids too.
That was a lady gift for us.
All right, I think we're going to do a couple toasts, so
We can use the mic. Okay. We'll go ahead and we'll get started here with the toast. It'll be short, and I'm going to cheat because I have to read part of mine because, you know, there are going to be probably a couple places where I might get a little teary-eyed, so, you know, I have to try to get through those parts pretty quickly. But just a couple small things, like the glasses, and I told a couple people that they just toasted with, those were originally used with my parents over 60 years ago. And so they turned around.
Grandparents.
Oh, grandparents too? So their grandparents, my parents. Anyway, it comes down. Stop. This is my story. Anyway, my parents did it at 60 years ago. My sister did them. My wife and I did them. We've been married for, what did we just say, 32 years. And now she's going to do them. And so, you know, it was kind of just one of those traditional type things that I slipped into a non-traditional type wedding that Laura wants. So, take that. Okay. So, on behalf of Teresa, Kathy and myself, thank you all for coming to help celebrate this very special day. Kathy and I are very proud of how beautiful Laura looks today. I think everybody will agree to that. And how she's grown up. And we're both delighted that she has found someone who she obviously loves and cares so much for. And then my eldest daughter turned around and I did a poem at her thing, so I had to do a little thing. So I struggled with this a little bit, but it's okay. We'll just get through this. So today, I had one last loving act to do. All right.
You're not the only one.
Beside the lovely you, surprisingly didn't give me a sense of gloom. For then there is one thing I am sure of. Your groom now knows real true love. May the two of you enjoy that love together, just as I have with your mother.
Aww.
So today, I watched Laura marry a wonderful man. I'm filled with pride and confident that Laura and Matt are about to embark on a wonderful journey filled with love and happiness. May the two of you always treat each other with love, compassion, and kindness. I ask all of you now to join me in congratulating Laura and Matt and wishing them all the best for a long and happy life together. To a long and happy life together. Thank you.
Cheers.
My name's Dylan. Some of you have already met me. I'm Ricky's best man. I've known him for roughly 8 years. Met him when I was a freshman in high school. I was gone for about 4 years in the Navy. I was actually in Virginia. That's where I met Erica. And paid off. When I decided to get out of the Navy and come back, I got back in touch with Matt, let him know that I was coming back and all that. And I found out that he was getting married. I had no idea. I was a bit of a reclusive, just stayed away more or less. Didn't really talk to too many people back in Oklahoma. And so when they told me I was going to be the best man, I was more or less surprised. And I guess to end this before I make it even more awkward for myself. Toast for you guys. And I hope your marriage works out.
Good evening, everyone. It is so fantastic to see so many people here that love and support Laura and Matt as they start their marriage and their lives together. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Evan. I'm Laura's older sister. So, batten the hatches. We're going to go in on this. So, Laura and I grew up as Army brats. And as part of this, about once every 2 to 3 years, maybe sometimes 4, we would move. And so for those summers that we moved, we were each other's only playmates, which was generally fine. We're 4 years apart in age. It generally worked out, except for 1 year. I had a growth spurt. I was about 12 years old and I had my growth spurt. And all of a sudden, I had a different perspective on my little sister. And that's when one day I looked at her and said, "Hey, midget, come here." She did not like this at all. Which as the older sibling, only drove me to call her this as many times as I possibly could and in many different situations. She would throw a fit about it. My mother would tell me, "Evan, one of these days, she's going to hit her growth spurt too. And you're going to pay for this." I want to point out my sister's wonderful taste in high heels, because it turns out that I gave her a childhood jinx. But despite that childhood jinx, you have grown so much as a person that I'm proud to call my sister. Your creativity. By the way, she made these. These things in my hair? She made these. She's that creative. Her empathy for people, her tenacity and just ability to overcome rough situations. She just surpasses everything. And now she carries that moniker that I gave her of Midge or Midget with pride. And so when Laura told me that she had met somebody, I was like, oh, tell me about him. What's his name? She said, "Hold on a second, let me go check." What? It turns out that Matthew either goes by his first name, Ricky, or Matt, and she just wanted to make sure that she had the right name that I was supposed to call him. But at that moment, I was a little bit like, what? But with that, Matt, you are also a fantastic person. As soon as I met you, I knew that you were the one. And you were also a very brave soul, and I know that you love us so much because you came into our household and said, "Go Vols." We're in a sooner household will get broken eventually.
I got your back, son.
But with that, I'd like to say a toast. And I'd like to paraphrase Shakespeare. May your hearts be ever at each other's service. Cheers.
All right, yeah, come around the applause. At this time, I'd like to invite the bride and groom to the dance floor to show their first dance this evening. Here we go. Sorry about that. Anyway, please give him a round of applause, everyone. Sorry.